Hi, everybody. Well, thank you.
Oh, sorry. Let's start that again. I was caressing your head.
Oh, my.
Put this also in, hello
Yes.
everybody. This must be also in like a backstage.
This should also be
Yes,
in.
of course it has to be. It's nice. It's the nicest part, isn't it?
Hi, everybody. We are backstage, as you can see, here at the radio, and I am here with the most amazing team, which is Jesse Lewis, who is our sound engineer, and Peter Valentovic, who is our amazing conductor, and me, I'm the singer, Melanie, Henley Heyn, if we haven't met before. And this is the amazing Wieben, who's been with us all week and has made everything work, from the coffee to vehicles to me, mostly. And she's going to sort of interview us a little bit, and we're going to just take it from there. Anne, what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know, how are you guys feeling? We're on day 3 of the 33 Divas adventure.
Indeed.
Yeah?
We are more than halfway done.
Right. More than halfway done. So, how are you guys feeling? Melanie?
I feel good. I'm a little bit... I can feel my voice. I can feel I've been using it, but I have a lot of energy, which is good. Peter and I were just saying that we kind of have this energy. So we just did some Wagner, and it was awesome.
Great.
And Sieglinde was really awesome.
Beautiful.
We rewrote a little tiny bit at the end, which was also awesome.
So, your listeners are going to get an original version.
That's right. You're going to get an original, 5 notes? Really just one, but 5 different notes in one eighth note.
Okay.
Or quarter, I guess it is. And yeah, I'm feeling good.
Very good. Very good. Peter, tell me a little bit about the orchestra.
I'm very happy with the orchestra. They're
my
much
God.
better as I
So
thought.
good.
And in the first rehearsal I thought, because not all the repertoire they play, especially Wagner, and I was so surprised how well they manage. And
Yeah.
they are very lucky to have Melanie and also to make music together. And we are in this beautiful hall of Slovak radio and wonderful acoustic, wonderful sound engineer. It's such fun to work with him and so professional. And I'm just very, very happy. And I can't wait to hear the result.
I know, me neither.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. Jesse, how about you? How are things up in the booth?
I'm loving it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The booth is amazing.
The booth is great.
So you
The
may
hall-
not see so much in the shot. Yeah, go ahead.
The hall is amazing. The hall is great, and we found just the right spot for Melanie.
Oh, yes, that's right.
There.
That was good. Yeah.
And it's great to hear the orchestra here and hear all of this rep all together. I mean, it's
crazy.
and it's an opera orchestra. They know this stuff.
Right.
They can follow very well. They are very
They
flexible.
really know this stuff.
The most interesting thing for them is the different repertory. We have American composers, we have Wagner, we have Tchaikovsky, Berlioz. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Variety. We have
good.
a lot
Variety, a
of
big
variety.
variety.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a perk, having an opera orchestra. And what's the name of the orchestra again, for all of you?
The Slovak National Opera Orchestra. And I came last year to see Clemenza di Tito by Mozart.
I was there too.
And
Me too.
I came. That's right. Peter was there in the pit conducting, and I don't know. There were 2 possibilities. There was a possibility of maybe doing the recording in Los Angeles with session players. There was a possibility, although then there's a lot of questions about rights, because I would try, in order to keep the cost down, I would have to make it. There was just a lot of questions about doing it there. But as soon as I came and I listened to the Clemenza, I don't know. I think I said to you after that.
Immediately. Yes.
Yeah, immediately. Because
the way
there was
they play
something.
together.
Yes, and
Yeah.
there was something about, there were all these rests, and every single rest was just, so there was nothing happening. But then, as soon as they came, it was all together every time they came in, and I felt like they were listening as they were playing, and that doesn't always happen in a lot of orchestras. That everybody's sometimes very individual, and I think in this case, there's just a lot of listening, and I just feel really.
It's a really interesting concept, isn't it? For people who are not in music all the time, they think, well, you're an orchestra. Obviously, how can an orchestra play together if you're not listening?
Right.
But there's this like almost intangible glue that holds the band together, and it's not. I mean, the conductor has a lot to do with it. The music, the music you're playing has a lot to do with it. But the players and just the way that how well they know each other, like where they, do they hang out? Do they, are they familiar with each other's sounds enough to say, oh, that's my bro over there. That's my that's my buddy, or that's I know how to play with that, and they are totally on the same wavelength. It's really they're comfortable, and they're
Peter's wavelength.
They are, yeah, yeah. And you are such a unifying force, also.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and such a connector. I mean, I can't speak directly with the orchestra at all because of the language barrier, and I feel like you have tremendous kind of authority, and also they trust you and they listen to you very, very well. But also you've just been such a great conduit for the other sort of artistic leadership in the project. You know,
Thank you.
I feel it really feels like a great
There is a lot of trust
collaboration.
between me and the orchestra, and been working with them a couple of years, and we have built this kind of relationship. And I always try to make some extra work for them if I can, because I know they're great and they deserve it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you had any challenges over the last 3 days?
I was super nervous on the first day. I felt like all my energy was up here, and then when there's 60 people there playing, you have to do it. Like there's no, like,
You're here.
you can't be
It's
like,
time.
I'm just nervous now. Like, so I think as we've been going, every day I've been less nervous at the beginning. I've still each day I've been still nervous at the beginning, even today. Like at the end of the day, we did Wagner yesterday, and I was like, yeah. And then today I walked in again and I was like, ah! I was like, come on. I was like, get it up.
Your cadenza of Verdi was breathtaking the first
Yes,
time.
the Verdi.
The whole
Well,
orchestra
that's what
applauded.
that
This was fantastic,
yeah.
really, I must say.
Well, that was the I think the very first moment where I was like, let's do this.
We just went for it. I mean,
Well, and I wanted to ask you too, this is the first time you've done a lot of this repertoire with orchestra.
Yes, it's the first time I have done a lot of this repertoire with orchestra. Oh, they're coming.
Say that again so that we can...
Yeah, the first time I've done a lot of this repertoire with orchestra, and when we did the Wagner at the beginning, I just started to jump up and down because it's just so great.
you said, it's so nice.
It's so great. It's like, they just embody the cellos. I can't. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, it
really
is completely
exciting.
different, when you learn it and you're practicing it in the practice room, and then all of a sudden you have, first of all, this hall, but then you have the huge orchestra. It's very different than the piano. Very, very different from the piano. You hear things you've never heard before.
Yeah.
And the Wagner I've done with piano for maybe 8 years now. So
Right.
it's just, yeah.
Wagner wrote the orchestra score, not the piano score.
Oh,
so
yes, indeed.
So you weren't
so you're doing the
Wagner.
original thing.
Indeed,
Doing
indeed.
Wagner
No.
inspired.
And we have found a couple things that I had sort of been doing a little bit ungefähr, and now we're doing it for real. So
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
thank you.
So, Jesse, what kind of work are you looking at after this in terms of putting everything together? How many hours worth of work do you have ahead of you?
Oh, I mean, we do whatever it takes, you know? But I think we have an orchestra that's been preparing every day, and then Melanie comes in and she sings a version with the orchestra. So we have these great moments where you build all this energy up. I mean, Melanie's been waiting for months, 18.
It's been
2
years.
years
Yeah.
for these moments. This moment that it actually
No
happens,
pressure.
right? But that in terms of you take this thing and you're distilling it,
Yeah.
and then you do it, and maybe it's a little like this way or a little bit this way. So then we talk about it, and you shift a little bit, and once you're in the middle, once you're in the sweet spot, that's the only one you need.
Yeah.
It's just one take. It's like, okay, that's where it is. With this music, I mean, it's not some surgical editing process with like, oh, we need to chop everything up and fit it together. We'll fix it in post. It's not. This music doesn't even work that way.
Right.
I mean, the end is glued to the beginning. The beginning is glued to the end. It's like it's one
Dramatic.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a
It's because it's theater.
It's theater.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going for here, is that. So, I mean, there's, of course, we work on it, but there's in terms of editing, there's not much. Most of it is actually just sort of for each piece. One of the things I'm very excited about is sort of developing the sound world
Yeah.
for each of these
Yeah.
great works.
Yeah.
And having as much variety on, is also great because, I mean, when you're making and when you have a recording of, say, a 3-hour opera, you have a 3-hour arc, to deal with, to somehow fit into this little shiny disc,
Yeah, yeah. And
it's
here you've got arc.
you've got a bunch of arcs, and it's actually, there's a sequencing question too.
Yeah.
So like,
Yep.
what's the sequence, and how do you fit this sort of potpourri of great, each one a great work in there? So that's exciting. That's what I'm
Yeah.
excited about.
Yeah. Oh my God. We would also like right now to thank two people. One is Anne again. And the other one is Elias, who's behind the camera.
Yes.
He's behind this camera right
Hello,
now.
Elias, bravo.
We have Elias Förg, who has been making the videos the whole week, which has been amazing. And also Andre, who's not here at the moment, but who has been doing amazing photography. And the orchestra, I'd like to just thank everybody. And I would like to very much thank you for your help, those of you who are involved in the Kickstarter, because it's been quite the week. It's really exciting. And so we all say hello from Bratislava. Hi.
Hi.